for holding this hearing on this legislation and all these pieces of legislation. This purpose of this legislation is to jumpstart a discussion about the failure of our federal land management agency to efficiently manage our public lands. Further, this bill suggests an alternative management regime that would provide state management agencies an opportunity to do better. Time and again before this committee, we've heard testimony from governors and state managers about their continued ability to outperform their federal counterparts. States have a proven record of success in managing public lands. For example, Alaska manages an array of wildlife resources and their habitat, as well as over 3 million acres of state parks, forests, historic sites, a network of trails and public use cabins, etc. Regardless of the perspective of my proposed solution, I think we can all agree that federal management is both expensive and is not working well. H.R. 3294 would allow the federal government the ability to manage federal lands through cooperative agreements with the states after they provide 50% cost share of the management cost. Again, I thank you for this. Mr. Chairman, may I say respectfully for the park people, you run your parks terribly, especially in Alaska. You run them for the tourists and the Park Service people. You prohibit Alaskans from using the parks for what they originally intended to. Hiking, not without a permit. Hunting, definitely not. Canoeing, paddling, no, because you can't get a permit. And you have money being spent, and we're working on this, money being spent by the billions of dollars on the Park Service for Taj Mahal tourist centers, for big park headquarters, for workers that do nothing to prevent Alaskans from enjoying that land as God given to them. And the Forest Service is equally as bad. The Forest Service is probably one of the worst. Our forests are in the worst condition they've ever been because of the Forest Service action of not managing forests. Fires, pollution of the air, no management, loss of fiber, all related to the Forest Service. Yet when I drive by a Forest Service parking lot, I see 27 brand new, Mr. Chairman, Chevrolet trucks sitting there. I see 6 boats, big boats, with 250 horsepower motors on them. Then I see 27 kayaks in the Forest Service's parking lot. They are running these forests now as, I would say respectfully, as parks that do no management at all. The Park Service has outlived its time if you keep managing it the way it is. It is for the people. It's not for the Park Service agency, wearing their little uniforms with SWAT jackets on, pistols on their hips now, walking around like they're the Gestapo. Mr. Chairman, I can say respectfully, I see this government today as King George and his lords around him forget the servants and the serfs. American people have become the serfs because we have to respond to the agencies. And the Park Service and Fish and Wildlife, the Interior Department is fraught with not considering the people that deserve a right, especially in the states. This would give the opportunity for the states to manage lands efficiently for not only the tourists, but for the state people that live there. So I know you're just a lower land person here right now, but you tell your Park Service people, they stink. And they've got worse over the years, and I've been here 40 years. I've seen what's happened to the agencies. Non-acceptance of people individually. Don't bother me, I am the Park Service. Don't bother me, I'm the Fish and Wildlife. I am the government. You have no right to ask me. In fact, I'm going to refuse to listen to you. That's not right. That's not the America we were built on. That's not the thing that we originally established the parks for. Go back to the history of all our parks, and Teddy Roosevelt, we said on those parks, preserve it, but hunting was allowed. You don't allow any hunting on parks anymore. That's bad. You don't allow any activity by the individuals. That's bad. But we can have our airplanes, and we can have our snow machines, and we can have our boats because we're the government. That's what's wrong with our government today. You've forgotten the people because you live within the castle walls. The castle walls of King George, or the President of the United States that believes he's a monarch. Shame on America. Let us wake up to really what's happened to us. With that, I yield back.